Boston Circus coming to town.
How about that?
You guys feel like last week prepared you somewhat for that?
A little bit different style. I think a little bit different family of stuff. Same thought process though, as far as the tempo goes, and I think these guys do a really good job offensively because they're able to mix in some tempo, which gets you on your heels a little bit, along with just being able to slow things down and shift in motion and trade and do some things that will challenge you mentally too. Sometimes you play tempo teams, but they're somewhat simple formationally. These guys are tempo, but they also can switch gears on you and get into some stuff that challenges you a little bit too. So really, really well coached team.
Even though they threw it 59 times last week, they seem to be capable of being very balanced.
It's interesting. Conventional wisdom would tell if your backup quarterback's in, you rely on the run game, and they kind of went the opposite way with it. And I think some of it is you take what you're given too. And BYU was doing some things that maybe would lend itself to throwing the football a little bit more, and so they took advantage of it, and they did a great job. I think he throws the ball really well, and I can see why they're comfortable throwing the football with him.
Why do you think you guys came up with so many interceptions last game?
It's just it's a magical thing that sometimes it happens, and I think there's no answer to that. I mean, there's no magic calls. There's no magic things that anybody did. VJ Payne made a tremendous play on one that was a great individual effort. Kobe Savage actually was a great individual effort in the end zone too, because he was just in a single high defense and he got over and played outside the numbers, which was phenomenal range for a guy. So there was a couple of really just tremendous individual efforts, and then sometimes they happen. We had an overthrow that was again probably a pretty good individual effort, nothing that would show up on the stat sheet, but Bo Palmer did a really nice job of getting some depth in an underneath zone, and the quarterback floated a little bit, and it ended up in Kobe Savage's hands. And then, we're giving Kobe a little bit of grief for dropping one that probably my grandmother could have caught. And but sometimes that stuff happens too. So it's no answer. We just got to keep playing hard, and sometimes those things fall into your lap.
It's what is Will Lee's availability this late in the week?
Practiced yesterday and felt good afterwards. He'll practice again today, and we'll see how she goes.
How are you looking at linebacker? Do you have enough bodies to make it through?
We're trying. We're out there scouring the sidewalks looking for bodies, but no, it's fine. We've got some good, capable players there. It's just we're having to dual train some guys, which is difficult. We've been doing that with Jake Clifton an awful lot. We're starting to do that a little bit more with Des Purnell, and so we're putting some guys in some spots that are difficult. Austin Romaine just continues to get better and better as a true freshman. Austin Moore is as solid as ever, and he can do anything we ask him to do. And so we have capable bodies there. It's just the mental strain probably more so than the physical on some of those guys because of what we're asking them to do, multiple roles.
In the event that Romaine is not available, do you like to have Jake Clifton still be that guy that can play everywhere rather than slot him right in at middle?
Yeah, Jake's comfortable at doing everything we're asking him to do, and Bo Palmer's been playing better, and we're very comfortable with him also, and we feel good about a good crew of guys there. And we still have some guys that maybe haven't played as many snaps with Toby, and also when these guys get into some of the smaller personnel groups, we have the availability of maybe putting some more DBs out on the field, now that we're getting a little bit healthier there. That was an option for a couple weeks when we were missing Jacob Parrish and we're missing Will Lee, and but now that we hope to be fully whole there, maybe we can do some of that stuff too to take some snaps off of those guys.
What kind of progress has Kirksey made?
He's coming along. He's just different style of intensity, I think, than what he's used to in terms of what's going on, with the big boys. I think he had a nice job in fall camp, and he was progressing nicely. We were very comfortable with him, and then he had an injury and missed an extended period of time. And then when he's come back, he just hasn't been quite clicking. And there's nothing to put your finger on. He's got the ability to do it. He understands what we're doing. He just hadn't been able to put it together well enough for us to say he's a guy right now.
What are the challenges of facing a young, skilled quarterback, but there's really no tape on him?
Yeah, that's That's an interesting question. I think he throws the ball really well. We don't have a lot of things in terms of his tendencies of, he scrambles this way or that's something that we'll have to figure out as the game goes on. But I know he's very capable of running what they're asking him to do, and I think he reads the RPO game well. And we'll have to make adjustments on the fly.
And how dangerous can TCU be with those deep balls?
They've got skill guys as well as deep as anybody in the conference. It's hard to say. They have so many receivers that they play. The tailbacks are explosive. The tight end, I've said for years, is one of the best players in the league. I really feel highly about Wiley, and they've got a backup tight end that I think is a really good player too. They're good up front. This is a really good football team, and it's going to be a challenge for us.
Is it more fun or less fun to play a team 3 times in this short of a span?
As long as we're playing in a championship game, I think it's fun, no matter who it is. But I think it's cool. I think it means something to both teams. I think we both kind of have a mutual respect for one another. We certainly respect what they do and what they've done with their program and them representing the Big 12 in the college football playoff. And they're different because of the coordinator change on offense. So that makes things maybe a little bit different on our side of the ball as opposed to Colin's side. But still some of the same cast of characters. I think our guys remember some of those names and are excited for the challenge.
Will got to see Avery last week. Has he ever run for 5 or more touchdowns against you guys in practice?
Not that I recall, but we get some quick whistles sometimes. So he's talented, isn't he? It's fun to watch him. And I thought, not that we needed it. We have just tremendous confidence in Will. I think Will's phenomenal, and it was cool though to see him, local Kansas guy getting off like that and playing the way he did.
As far as Siegel come in his transition from corner to safety, and what kind of concepts is he grasping in terms of coverage?
Oh, I wouldn't trade Siegel for any safety in the league. I feel great, and Kobe Savage is getting so much better, and I feel so great about the progressions that we made in that room. We need to continue to develop depth there, but I think Marquise is playing at a very high level right now.